Hi guys, we're here working on a little bit of a trailering issue with Kathy. And Kathy, what's this horse's name? Urix. So there's actually going to be two horses that are half brothers, correct? Same age. Okay, and then we have this bumper pole trailer, which can be one of the harder ones actually to load in, but at any rate, they certainly can do it. Okay, and one of the things I think where horses tend to or people have problems loading horses is they don't necessarily have a plan. Okay, and the other part is with that, if they do have a plan, they don't have faith that their plan will work, so they keep changing it, which in effect means we don't actually have a plan. Okay, so as we're working through this, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to load this first horse, right? And this one typically loads better, correct? The other one does. Yep. Okay. So this is the harder one to load. So what I want to have do, I have not given her any pre-instruction on how to do this, and I don't really, with that, I don't necessarily think there's a right way to do it. There's just the way that works for us and how we approach that. Meaning, some people want to send their horse on, some people want to lead their horse on. Whichever way what you want to do is the one they need to adapt to. Okay. So let's, without any further ado, that being said, I want you to go ahead and just load him on and let's see what's happening here, okay? Whatever is your normal approach and plan. Okay. Good. Okay. Just stay with it. Yep.
Because I feel like he gets more bothered when I...
Well, so let's break that down with that idea of they get bothered, okay? Overall, what's telling you that?
Well, right now, nothing. But in the past, when I keep asking for more from behind, then he starts getting more worked up.
Okay.
So, I mean, ultimately, I know I need to keep pressure until he stops and then the pressure release. But I get caught up with the way he reacts when I hit his butt a lot.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you mind if I step in here? Okay. So we have a little bit of a baseline there. Now, what I like to do is, guys, this is a four foot fiberglass stick. You can use anything really to do this. But what it really is to me is it extends my arm, extends my reach. Okay. I'm never going to beat a horse on a trailer. I'm not going to use the idea of ropes or locking arms behind them. All that stuff. Just to me, it's too much, okay? So really, I'm going to come back at this a little bit and understanding that the forward cue seems to be what is the problem here, right? When we ask him to go forward. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point where I want him to go, okay? And then I'm going to just make a sound, kissing sound here. We got a little bit, but there's not a huge try yet, right? So what I'm going to do is back this up with this hip, so the camera can see it. This hip right here, that's going to be our reinforcement spot. So I don't want to use the stick. In fact, I want to work the stick out of a job, so eventually we don't ever need it. Okay? No, we'll just tap, and it's never. If you have to beat your horse on the trailer, you've missed a lot of steps. Okay? So I'm going to come back, move forward, soft as possible, but firm as necessary. When those feet move up, we release, okay? Move up. Move up. So what I'm trying to do with this is two ways. There. I want him to think moving forward by the point, by the verbal, and then we'll back this up. Come on, tap, move up. And the reason I'm doing this is because when we get to the trailer, you may not be able to tap that hip. Or you don't want to have to do that, so we want to teach him just plain the forward cue and how that applies in all situations, okay? So we'll bring it back in play here. Now, he kind of missed. This is kind of a small slot here, right? He's a big boy. So I can't make him go on the trailer, and I can't make him stay on the trailer. But what I want him to think is the trailer is just certainly the best place to be, okay? So notice with this, remember I was teaching that verbal. We're going to come back to this same idea. Now, he can't necessarily see me point that well, but he can hear that verbal, right? So, asking him to step on. Now, he didn't go a lot, but he went a little more, right? So, At this point, guys, this is a pretty common thing. Horses will want to back off that trailer. And I'm not going to keep him from doing that. But if he does back off the trailer, we're going to make him move his feet and really reinforce that forward cue again. Okay? So it takes that thing that he thought he didn't want to go into, and it actually makes it the easiest place to be. All right? So if he doesn't step up, we'll tap. If he wants to back off, we'll let him, but we're going to work through this again, okay? Until he moves up forward. Now, can't make him again, stay on. But every time he does, I'm going to ask again, okay? Really what he's looking for, it's so many things, other things that are involved with horsemanship, is they're just looking for that leadership. But when we start questioning ourselves, that our abilities and what we've asked the horse to do, the horse knows that, and they tend to fall apart in what they're asking, okay? So I want him to think now that he always stays up on that trailer until we tell him different, okay? And this is where a lot of people get themselves jammed up, because finally got the horse on a trailer. So then they go into hurry mode and shut him in quick and get him in there, and that's where people are getting their fingers broken and the horses are getting excited and hitting their heads on things, and the whole process falls apart, right? So I want to back this, I want to work this into steps. Backing up, moving forward. Trailer loading should be no different than any other groundwork we do. We should be able to move each foot individually, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many steps we want to, okay, and need to. So I'm going to ask him to back up 1 step. Now this is going to be a much different sensation than we asked him to move forward, right? So we're going to go back, and I'll put a little bump on that halter. And he moved back 1 step, right? However you ask, some people will teach your horse to back up by pulling their tail. Whether you want to use that method or you want to just use a verbal, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as you have your plan and you stick to that plan, okay? So back, 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 back. I'll bump this rope a little harder, back. Notice he's actually thinking the trailer is a good place to be. Ask him to step back up. At any place, the trailer should make no difference than the just dry ground, meaning where the ramp is or anything else. We should be able to move 1 foot at a time. Just because you never know, you drop the lead rope, they stepped on it, whatever, and we just want to stop them and pick it up. Or if that horse thinks about one's back, 1 step at a time, whoa. They'll stop rushing off. Or even rushing on, right? Neither one is going to work that well. So back, back. I'm going to ask him to put 1 foot off the ramp, and then I'm going to send him back forward again, okay? Back, back. He's kind of questioning here. And this is where, whoa. 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 Back, back. Now this horse is focused on me and waiting, right? Ask him to step that 1 foot off. Back, just 1. Back, back, whoa. And that's what, back, whoa. Okay, so the totality of this situation is we want him to load on the trailer. Back, back, quietly, calmly, easily. But I want to break this down into steps, okay? So keep stepping up. Now, at this point, I like to rope over his back, whatever. And here's why I like to do that. If this horse was to go to back off this trailer at this point, I know where the rope is and I can go and get there. I can grab it because it's always going to be in that spot. Okay? He's a little bit far back. I couldn't put the butt bar up till he steps forward. So you see where I'm going with the verbal, and then I'll tap to reinforce that. So now I don't want to walk on eggshells at any point. I don't want you to think, well, I got to tiptoe because the horse might get upset and he might get fidgety. If he does, that's opportunity to work on this again anyways, right? So I want to make some noise even. I want to even shake this trailer. If he went to step off, right, here's the verbal, sending it back on. If he went to step off when I haven't asked, then we would go through these steps, right? I don't want to walk on eggshells here. Okay, so I would ideally leave both of these unhooked while we load the next horse. but because of the way the trailer's built, this will flop all over, so I'm not going to do that. But what I want him to do is just stand there nice and easy, right? Hey, you're all right. You're all right. You're fine. Okay? It's calm and relaxed? Yeah. Okay. So let's bring in the next horse, if we could. Now, Kathy, what is this horse's name?
Frere.
Frere. This one's Frere. Thank you, Anna. Okay, now, nothing changes as far as our approach, right? But here I'm going to move it over a little bit just because of the proximity. And this one loads better generally, right? Move forward. We kind of stalled out, so we're going to come out here. Kind of go through the same thing that Uric did. Move forward. Tapping that butt. Teaching him the same, there you go. The same concept. Now we'll try him again here. There we go. Now, same thing, I'm not going to get in a rush. This will take as long as it takes. The more we rush into this, the more trouble we're going to have. All right, we'll ask him to back off. Back, 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 back. Whoa. Keep tapping until he responds to that pressure, right? Remember, Kathy, as we worked in the clinic this weekend, we use pressure to teach a horse. It's not actually the pressure they learn from. It's the release of that pressure. So the more we make this horse move his feet, the more he'll want to be on that trailer. So, want to remind him, just respond to this. Stay on that trailer. Or back and forth, however many steps we're looking for, until that horse just goes, yeah, I'd just soon be on that trailer because it's easy there, right? So, we're letting him settle here. This is really his paycheck. We want him to think, you had to do that work, but you get paid if you're there. And if he realizes that's where he gets paid, that's where he's going to likely want to be, right? He found his hay. That didn't take him long. Back, back, back. Whoa. There. Got his first steps, right? Back, 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 back. Whoa. Right? Once that horse kind of shifts in gear like a car might, once I shift it in reverse, I don't want to just take off with a stuck throttle. I want him to be able to manage those feet based on what I'm asking for. Back, back, one step. Whoa. We'll go one more. Back. Whoa. He went a little more than I asked, so send him back up. Whoa, back. Whoa. Now he thought about coming through that gap, didn't he? And if I would have backed off and let him come through that gap, come in, then that would have created problems later on down the road, right? So now he'll get really good at loading and unloading. And again, I want to make some noise here. Again, the more we sneak around the back of these horses, the more nervous it'll make them. And that's when people get themselves jammed up. We'll do it one more time here. Back, 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 and we'll load up. Now, if he would have backed off when I didn't ask, just on his own, I would have made him move his feet. But because I did ask him to move off, I'm not going to in this case. He's kind of kittywampus here, but I didn't put him in that position. He did. So I'm not going to fix it. That's his job to fix. Well, what he'll look... No, there's no reason, because he made himself be crooked, so that's his problem. That's not mine. He'll fix it, right? Now he could stand to move up just a little bit, so. There's not a lot of wiggle room with this guy because he's a little bigger, right? Okay. You ready? You're going to back him off.
Okay.
And then then you'll load him. See the rope?
Yep.
It's up there somewhere.
Yep.
One step at a time.
Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Send it here. Send him back forward. Stay right in your X. I don't want you to back up. Now, one of the things that's going to help you, Kathy, what I have a feeling you do, I haven't seen you do this yet, but when you back off, you probably get him about to this point, and then you always turn left and leave.
Probably.
Starting to beat you to that. Notice?
Yep.
He's backing off here at an angle because he knows what's coming next.
Right.
So I want you to change your approach once in a while. Either keep backing him straight, or even once in a while go the other way. Because him beating you to this is really, in some ways, could start causing problems if he starts really backing off hard.
So then would it be better if I started backing from the other side?
Well, either way, but I want him to wait for you.
Gotcha.
Okay? All right, go ahead and back him off. Stop.
Oh, oh, oh.
What'd you tell him to do?
I said ho.
Right, but then what'd you tell him to do?
Send him forward.
Right. Did he do what you asked?
He did.
Absolutely. Okay, so just slow it down. Back him off. Whoa. Did he listen?
Yep.
Are you surprised?
Yeah.
Okay. Send him up. Send him up. You don't back off. You stay in your spot. Send him back up. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. You don't have to go faster. I just want you to be specific in what you're telling him. Keep at it. Send him. Send him. Whoa. Relax. Relax. Easy. Good. Pat him. Pat him even. Send him up. He's trying. He's a little bit confused here. Stay with it. Stay with it. Send him back up. Good. Okay, so sometimes, right, this is a very common thing, guys. Very common. The more he starts doing that's not what you think you want, the more excited and the quicker you get, right? Slow it down. You got all day. There's no forest fire coming over the hill. There's not a rush in where you got to go, right?
Right.
Slow it down. The slower you go, the better this will be.
Yeah, the whole thing is calm.
The whole thing is calmer. Okay, back him off.
All the way or just
Sure, let's take him off all the way.
back?
Keep at it. Keep at it. You notice he's being really respectful and really slow, waiting for you. Good. Whoa, let's stop just for a second. Good. Send him right back on. If you didn't ask for the backup anymore, send him back. Good. Keep going, all the way up. There you go. He got distracted there for a second, but then he went. All right, let's see if we can try to back him as straight as you can, and let's clear all four off the ramp this time, okay? Well, we all want to eat, but we still got to work. Good, keep going. Good, love how slow and deliberate he is. He's paying attention, he's focused. Good, keep.
At this point he's going sideways.
Well, that's something we'll have to work once we get off.
Okay.
But back him off. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, there you go. Now, the way you're going to get him to stop pushing out that way is we actually go towards his head and back this way. It brings that hind end back the opposite direction. So I want you to change this up from time to time in how you come off. And just not let him, really it's his anticipation. He's anticipating what you're going to do, so he beat you to it, right? All right. I want you to take him back out around, just walk him in a little circle and load him back up. Okay, so go to your spot. Think slow and easy. Slow and easy. Okay. Send him. we go. Good. Go ahead and clip him like that. Clip him up. It's like you're going to go somewhere. Okay. Unload the other one. That one's Xeric, right? Urix. I'm going to call him Fred or something. Good. Ask him back. 2 feet on the ramp and stop. Whoa. Ah, there you go. Okay, back him off. All the way. Bring him right around in a circle, load him back up. Good. So he does the same thing, right? So typically, you back off and you go left.
Yes, I do.
So just change it up once in a while. Not being he's not being naughty. That's all right. I don't even fret over that. Don't change what you're doing as far as where your approach. Just ask him to meet you where you're at. There you go. Send him. Perfect. Perfect. You do this a couple more times and you'll work that stick out of a job, okay? So guys, if you ever run into that and you're trying to work out of having that stick, you can use your lead rope as that motivator if necessary. So if he's stepping on it, you have many options. So the hind foot is on it. So you could ask him to back off, right? A little bit till that foot, whoa. Now you got it. Now, can you send him back up one step? There, drop the stick, tap him with your hand even. Did it work?
Yep.
Are you surprised?
Yep.
What?
Come on.
It's all right. Okay, go ahead and close him up. Throw that rope right up over his butt. You know where it's at if you went to back off now, right? You always know where it's at. So, really, Kathy, to answer your question, when you had Zurich off, then Freer started to get a little bit fidgety, right? Don't worry about that. That stuff may happen. I've loaded two of my kids in the car, and the other one was impatient about it. That happens. Sure. Don't worry about it. Well, if it does, if he really is set on getting off the trailer, we'll get him off the trailer, make him work, put him back on. It doesn't take long, and you'll get to this point where you're even back here, and you go. They go, I'd love to, right? And they realize, and this was Buddy Sour stuff. That's why, right? He was nervous, but you made the trailer much easier to do, okay? So as you work at this in the future and practice this in the next couple days, whether you have, do you have a stick like this? Okay, whether you have this, if not, get something, a branch off a tree, whatever, something that you can send them on. And work this stick out of a job. The next 2 or 3 times, use it. After that, see if you can have it with you, right? Maybe put it down here on the edge of the trailer, and see if you can just use the tail of your lead rope. Okay. If that starts to become a problem, there's your stick. It's already available, and go back to it. But we want to work these things, these sticks, our aids, out of a job. Okay? Any questions, comments, concerns?
I mean, I clearly see it's just my sleeve is too soft. You know, like I just don't, you know.
Just, that's the thing. We've got it. A lot of people are stuck on please. They're great with please, but they're not backing it up. And our horses, if they interpret that as us being really wishy-washy, they're not going to load. They're not going to do whatever. So, thank you. Great job with that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Have fun.
Yeah, will.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.